And good afternoon, folks. Warp103 bringing you guys another video. All right, this time here we're gonna piggyback off of another CC's video. I don't like doing this and everything else, but there's been a bunch of CC's that have covered this, and
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly firestorm on you.
And thank you for viewing this video. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon above, and then of course hitting the bell icon to get notifications when the next video drops. So here we go. If you've watched this video, I'm just going to be linking in the description, of course, and everything else. So that is Claus Kellerman's video where it says SPGs are dead, rip wall of tanks. And he goes through point by point on how SPGs have been basically nerfed into the dirt. Now, I agree with almost everything he said about it and everything else that with respect to the SPGs, because simple fact is, if you're not in SPG main, again, meaning that if your main class is SPGs and you are really good at playing SPGs, this nerf will not affect you as much as everybody else. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, you got two categories of SPG players. SPG players that play it because they have to, because of the missions. Then you have a class of SPG players that actually play it because they like playing SPGs. They're very good at it. They have 5, 6, 7 skills at it, and they know how to pick and choose what targets to hit, not to hit, and everything else to that. Now, Claus' video is dead on point for most people that play the game because they don't know to hit certain targets. They're used to, again, hitting the heavy tanks that are in certain places and certain other tanks and everything else like that. But since you're getting counter-barried out the behind, now if you'll watch my other videos when I do SPG, I know this is kind of one of the lowest topics that are ever covered here. Most people don't watch my SPG videos, but if you watch it, I always advocated from Jump Street. You shoot, you move. You shoot, you move. I've always done that. So the counter battery, again, I'm not an SPG main, but I play them enough to understand how they work. So that doesn't affect me personally because, again, I know that I shoot and scoot. But most of the SPG players, again, I'm not talking about the SPG mains, sit in one spot. They fire, and basically they get their butts reamed. So again, watch Claus Kellerman's video all the way through to the end. You will get the point that this is going to affect, I'm going to say 95% of the population. I'm gonna say 90% of the server population that plays SPG. This is going to basically rip. Done. Now you have your other class of people that, again, that are really good at the game, and this is still going to affect them too, but in a completely different way. So I'm going to show you in a clip of what I mean by that. All right, folks. Now, again, what I was talking about only applies to RD players that are really good at the game. This doesn't affect them at all. And again, if you are high caliber at the game and you have the right RD with basically high arc and gold rounds, I'm gonna show you what can happen. Okay, now I'm gonna put it on silent and everything else to that because it just don't feel necessary. Now you can see right there, there's two tanks that I'm going to bang. The one at the top was the Badger, and this is the TVP. Now notice that he's full health. Watch what I'm going to do to him because I know what I'm doing. Again, he stopped. The minute he stopped, mistakes were made. Boom. Okay. As you can see, I hit him for 1,408 damage. Go round, high shell arc, person stopped. Now, I've been told when I showed this a couple of people, oh, that's not going to happen again and everything else of that. Again, this was on stream and everything else of that. Again, this is going to be the basically what I was talking about, the 10% or 5% that is really good in the game at the artillery and know exactly what they're doing all the time. Okay. Now again, you're probably like, oh, well, that's just, you know, we're going to jump to the next section. Now, Badger, not moving. Still in the same spot. He didn't hit the guy right. Now watch what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for exactly his engine deck. Not moving. Basically 1,000. If he had more HP than I probably would have took all of that as well. Again, this nerf affects 90% of the player base. That 10% that again are really good at artillery and really good at the game, and because there's a couple of parts to this. They have to be using the goal round again because that has the more damage added to it, and of course the high shell arc, basically so it can make sure it hits the engine deck and you get smacked for maximum. Now, will this happen to most? Again, I'm gonna say this again. For 90% of the players in the game, as Klaus has already said, this is an absolutely nerf rip arty. For the 10% and the guys that really this nerf is actually aimed at, they're going to be doing like this. We don't care. So basically, you've cut off majority of the player base from arty. For what reason? Because again, the players that are like me, that actually know how to play arty, are going to absolutely wreck you. And still, without even thinking about it, it's not going to make no difference to them. Counter battery. Oh, again, the players that actually play arty, they know once they shoot, they scoot. So again, the raining death for destruction in and everything else. So that, because again, it didn't affect me. You can again look at my past videos when I play arty. Every time I do the exact same thing. So this is nothing new for me. So if you want to chump off 90% of your player base to try to nerf the 10%, which you didn't do, you just made no difference to them. Yes, it's going to cost them more money. So basically, you've made it more a pay to win to actually get this done, but you have not affected any real change in artillery for the people that you're trying to change. You're just making it harder and harder for everybody else. So again, this change is ripped to 90% of their player base. Again, I'm going to bring in the next video is going to be up. It's going to be after this one here. It's going to be me in the AE phase 1. 3 artillery game, and I'm going to give absolutely no F's about the artillery. Why? Because I know I'm facing them frontally on. So basically, arty shell come in, turn towards them, no damage, or little damage. Turn towards them, no damage, a little damage. Why? Because again, most players don't have the wherewithal on how to actually deal with artillery. Again, what they could have done is literally just got rid of 3 artilleries in the game. No, 2 a game maximum, done, situation fixed. Most people would have been more happy about this, but no, let's piss off most of the arty player base. Epic facepalm. So again, watch Klaus's video. You'll see all the problems. He's going to detail each one of them and everything else. And I agree with, again, most of what he said, almost all of what he said, except for what he says all artillery. Again, there's a small, that 10% player base that's basically the bane of everybody's existence. They're going to care less about that. As long as they have credits and they can use that shell, boom. Now, if you're a Russian artillery player, does this affect you at all? Nope, not at all. Why? Because again, at tier 10, as Klaus has already stated, it fires so accurately, so fast. You won't use the 2 shell, you won't use the gold shell. You'll use the number 1 shell or the number 3 shell, and basically rain death and destruction. So net effect to the arty? None at all. Net effect to almost all the other arty, again, unless you're playing unless you are hitting the number 2 key and really good at artillery, nerf, rip, done. Well, this is Warp103 saying warp out, have fun, we'll catch you in the next one. Of course, please hit that like, subscribe button, it really helps your channel out. And again, in the description, you'll see a link to Klaus's video. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Have fun.